precognition, premonition, knowing about events in the future that are going to happen before they actually do.
Oh, dude.
Wow. Oh, God. Okay.
Wow. See, that's already written
Premonition.
down. This is already written down. And this was before Eric gave us any of the history on the house or anything. Sarah kind of stopped him and said, listen, I got this picture. I've been seeing this. The old, just go. The older gentleman thing, the old man thing.
Okay.
Just you two, go. Seriously.
Name Frank Franklin, some sort of...
Shut up. Are you kidding me? What have I been saying the name?
Frank.
I've been saying the name Frank for how many weeks?
Wow.
Okay, go on.
Yeah.
Worked with his hands, not a farmer, not a machinist. I don't know if maybe...
He got a cane, like a...
Yeah. The outfit that he wears is...
Can this phenomenon also forecast how future investigation will go before it happens?
Oh, I just got the chills bad.
Yeah. Right here. You get it? You feel it?
The male presence was up here earlier. Feels present. What was that?
The last investigation at Mr. C's still showed that there's some level of improvement that can still be achieved when it comes to setting up, in particular setting up. Tear down a little bit too, but set up in particular.
To miss what's behind, or if it's flashing, you're not gonna get everything. Because we found that out over at my place is when we did that investigation, or when they did that investigation.
When Chris and I had gone to Florida, it gave us plenty of time to think about improving ways and trying to make things more efficient. Alright, so we just went ahead and went over the training, and we went over the equipment through the training process, and so now we're going to time it, as it seems like that's one thing that we still have room for improvement on. And so far, what would have had to happen here is that we've had activity in the bathroom, things being moved in there. And we've had temperature changes and strange odors in the bedroom, in the back there. Alright, we're at 6 minutes.
Okay, the bedroom, where else did you say there was a...
And the bathroom,
I've
things
set-
are being moved.
I've set a camera and a
Okay.
motion detector up in the bathroom.
Okay.
Camera in the bedroom.
Okay.
Thought we should put a motion detector in the audio. These are hard to keep
Do
in.
they fall? Oh, they fall out.
Yeah.
It's 'cause Is this your...
Because I'm old.
It's your ear sagging.
Your ear.
You gotta tape it. Car certified, CPR, first aid.
How about you, Jason?
I'm with Kim. I want a hospital.
Yeah, I went to hospital.
Unless I'm unconscious and I don't know that somebody else is doing it.
Okay, say,
Yeah.
okay. You guys are saying...
Okay, I'm scared to death of needles unless
Me
it's
too.
tattoo or piercing.
I
I'm fine.
If we're...
Give me a needle, try to stitch me. I'm gonna have a.
Okay, this doesn't have to be on camera, but if we're in bumfuck nowhere, closest hospital is 50 miles, and that needs to be stitched up now, or you're gonna bleed to death.
Is everyone gonna hold me down as I scream?
Yes.
And are you
Put a
gonna be
tourniquet
okay
on.
with me calling you everything?
No, we'll do tourniquets
Yeah, you
until
can
we
shut
get
that
to
off.
Cool. This is, if we can put this in real life on other investigations that
No,
are bigger than an apartment,
Yeah.
I think I'll be happier.
Yeah, I think, I know I would too.
It just means more time for research, you know,
Yeah.
instead of goofing around for the first 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that is no good.
No, it isn't.
That's really all I
Yeah,
had.
like
I think this was pretty productive. So.
It was. Thank you very much for doing it.
Yeah. All right, we had set up and the results are in. It took us just under 17 minutes to go ahead and set up everything that we needed and to be ready for lights out, which is great. That's fast. And if we're able to continue to do that and continue to do that at locations that might be bigger than our test location, that'd be a success. And we'll be able to get set up and get past that moment and get right into the investigation.
There was a lady there and she had like 3 or 4 kids. Her name was Kim. She locked her kids in the basement and went into the garage and hung herself.
Oh, this is legitimately documented, like
yeah.
this actually.
Then the original house was set on fire. And that's a different story. It was set on fire, so Trust built that house there now. And there has been fires there, but it's been because of people cooking and somebody setting the house on fire. It's not just like catches on fire. So supposedly, according to her son, there's 2 kids, twins, come in the room and sing to him and talk to him and won't leave him alone and let him sleep. That is what he's saying. So, and supposedly there was twins born there, but no one knows what happened. There's like a 90-year-old woman that lives in town, and she was going into the history. This is what I was told, and everyone tells her to be quiet about it. I don't know. It's kind of
Maybe we should find her.
fishy. I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know.
We had to bump around some staffing just a little bit, as Alex is still away on a leave, trying to get his life straightened out. Jeremiah pretty much had advised me he's getting preoccupied with a lot of other things in life, and Tabitha had taken over as a team lead on another local group. So we were kind of flexing our team members around just a little bit. All right, well, currently this is a big bulk of the team right now. We have a couple new people on the team, you know, and so this is Johnny Haley's actually interim case manager, PR person right now. He's working with us on that.
What got my interest in the paranormal is the experiences I've had. One experience was when I was a child growing up in southeast Iowa. The room I had, I would always wake up in the middle of the night with a certain pressure holding my body down, and it'd feel like I'd be paralyzed and I'd have to fight and fight and fight. I never really realized what it was until recently, and that kind of piqued my interest in paranormal. And then also I had a entity present in a previous apartment I had that Eric made me aware of.
And Chris has also had a lot going on in his life, so I had incorporated a friend of mine who had showed a little bit of an interest in paranormal research, and he's always seen me go out and do these field investigations, and he never really said much until recently. So I wanted to try to give Chris just a little bit of a break and have Johnny step in just a little bit. And then there's Sarah over there. Is new, and then Miles is also going to be shadowing us tonight to see wants to continue with this. So, and Jason, he's joining us as his first
ever.
So, yeah.
All 3 of them.
Sure. Yeah, a lot of newbies here. So.
Well, this is my very first investigation with paranormal endeavors, and pretty excited to have this experience.
Actually, to my knowledge, we had a treat tonight. Jackie Carpenter was supposed to be joining us. She was part of Endeavors when we first started the project, and then just got really busy and had to take a break from it. But she's supposed to meet us there.
So the timeline, as far as that goes, is that woman locked her children in the basement. She committed suicide.
Yeah.
Then the house was burnt down, right?
Yeah, because Trust bought the house.
Okay.
Initially, when we had all first met, of course, I had spoke to Eric the night before about a few things that I had had come to me. Not sure where it was, who it was, how it was.
Dude. Wow.
Oh God. Okay.
Wow. This is already written down, and this was before Eric gave us any of the history on the house or anything. Sarah kind of stopped him and said, "Listen, I got this picture. I've been seeing this. The old, just go. The older gentleman thing, the old man thing.
Okay.
Just you two go. Seriously."
Okay, older gentleman named Franklin, some sort of.
Shut up. Are you kidding me? What if I've been saying the name?
Frank.
I've been saying the name Frank for how many weeks? Okay, go on.
Yeah. For a while.
It was a sudden death. He collapsed in his bedroom on the floor, and this leg is sore, like all the time. It's not as though he broke it. It was just maybe a farm accident or something. You know, got kicked or something. Worked with his hands. Not a farmer, not a machinist. I don't know if maybe.
He got a cane, like a dude.
Yeah. The outfit that he wears is he's in a suit. It's like a brownish gray color, and it's not a fancy suit. It's one of those ones that it was for funerals and weddings, period.
The platform for Paranormal Endeavors is to do the spiritual side and or the scientific side. Sarah is definitely one of those that comes into the group as a spiritual individual. She is sensitive as well as a medium to the spirit world.
Before we got here, for like 2 to 3 weeks, I've had a Frank come to me, and I thought it was to do with Jason. I kept on asking him, and then when Sarah was going over what she had picked up, and she said a Frank or a Franklin, I was just like kind of shocked because that's where Frank was coming from.
Yes.
Same guy, and isn't
Well,
she
you mentioned-
describing
describing the same
exactly
guy
things
at
I've
the
been
house.
telling him?
Is there a Bernice or a Bernie?
I just get Frank. He's very like, he comes to you and he's like,
I kind of drew what I think the yard kind of looked like. It kind of looks like white trashing. And what's funny is you said that there was a pool in the backyard. There was a well that I thought was in the backyard, some sort of a, and then lilac bushes. Somebody absolutely loved their lilac bushes.
I don't know what the house looked like before, but that kind of looks like.
I think that's like the original part, and this part was added on because they had more kids or something.
That kind of looks
They
like
needed
the
more
next
room.
door house.
Frank's house.
Frank's house.
That's the one. I wanted to get in
I
there,
see-
but
I
they weren't
see one
going to
of
tear
those-
it down.
They burnt it
They
down.
burned it down.
Last
really?
night when she brought this up, he was just like.
Yeah, I didn't want to say
Before we do the
anything.
history and talk about the location. We're gonna wait
That
before the
looks like the
history.
next door
Yeah.
house.
I mean, but this happened. This same
Yeah.
conversation happened.
And getting confirmation from another team member, Kim, about what I've seen, heard about what I actually drew, the house that was next door, and the gentleman, and it really validated some of the things that's not only happened today and tonight, but also in my past. So
I can
But
see
no,
what I
I
can do.
vouched for him for last night. That was cool. The names, that was dead on, and that house is actually. That's what I told her.
man's demeanor, where he's not a mean guy, but
See, that's what I like, because I have precognition. He's good with that too, but she's also very good at getting these visions before. And so.
that was really
Before
before any discussion about
Yeah.
anything that was going to happen. I mean, that was something that just kind of came out.
Yeah.
Just kind of came up.
Yeah.
And
Jason's like, whoa.
yeah, he told me to write it down last night. I'm like, I'm on it. Okay.
Yeah.
you know, in anticipation as far as this being a first full-on investigation, there were a whole lot of unknowns, a whole lot of questions. When we were briefed on this, it was actually very informative, but not too in-depth. We knew the town we were going, a little bit of history as far as the group having been here before, a couple of the people that were going to be here that had been part of investigations before and that kind of thing, but nothing was fed to us ahead of time.
Hi. Merrick, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
And Miles?
Miles, nice to meet you.
I'm Kim.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Sarah.
Hi, nice to meet you, Sarah.
Hi, I'm Jason.
Jason, nice to meet you.
That's Johnny on camera. stranger. It's been a while. How are you?
I'm really good.
That's good. Well, that you're here tonight. I told them. I was like, Jackie's supposed to be there tonight.
Yeah.
Jackie Carpenter. So.
That's a case I've been working on for a little over a year now. And it's just finally to a point where I felt like I needed to bring it to you and kind of check out what's going on. Okay. Hi, Kim. How are you? I'm sorry, I don't know.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
Nice to meet you. Jackie, nice to
It's
meet
Miles.
you. Hi, Miles. Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming. We've had reports of some major things happening here. Focus will be this area. Let you guys get into this a little bit, and then as you go along, if you're getting things to see if it validates what we already know. We have an extensive history going back 100 years on this property and surrounding properties, and some things that, and Eric and I have discussed them in depth, that we feel are happening here. Well, you know, the part of the explanation.
And one of the things, as I told you, trying to come in cold, is we had this happen already. I was going over the information. She had already had a precognitive vision.
And I got to meet Jackie Carpenter. I thought that she was a really nice person. She really knew what she was doing. She gave a lot of insight and gave us a lot of guidance and kind of mentoring, it seemed. And that she really knows her stuff.
I'm not trying to tell you how to do your investigation because each person has their own way of doing it. It's just, I have a family that lives here. And when you guys leave, I'm still going to be here with this family. And this is going to be an extended thing that I'll be working with them. So I want to make sure we're respectful. I absolutely know aggressive provoking is allowed here. That is one
rules last night.
Yeah. I absolutely, no, not here. Because there are more things that play into this than what I'm able to give you right now.
Jason, my man, for unloading things.
Here we go.
Separate.
I remember last time it took, how long did it take? 20 minutes to
I took
set up, or half an hour?
Our fastest was about 17 minutes.
17, okay.
You did it at your place.
16.459. Oh, I've been extremely excited about this for the last several days. I'm not sure exactly what to expect. Obviously, you never know from case to case. Dude,
Yoda's comment.
I got 2 Star Wars tattooed. Don't start with me. I am
He's a Trekkie.
Aw, really? You were my new best friend, but not now.
I like Star Wars too. He's open. He's a bi star freak. Yeah, I'm bi.
I got to see some of the technical aspects when we were first setting up at the site in Mitchellville, and I thought that was pretty interesting because I got to see all this different equipment and how it was used and how it gets to be set up and how you set it up properly. And
This is pictures of the original old house.
Is there something in the window?
Yes.
Yeah, there are things.
And right there. Both windows. It's like there's 2 people.
There's somebody up here.
Yeah.
There's an Indian.
Yeah, I can see
With
him.
3 children.
Okay. And there's 3 children.
Okay, alright. So coverage facing the kitchen and one facing that way, going that way, and then one in the most coverage.
That's my suggestion for right now. I would set up.
Because we also have that too, and I can drive it around outside.
Yeah. We are going to focus down here. Is that pool table and shooting back.
Okay.
But we need it to be about right here.
Okay. We'll go with Sarah and Miles, and I'll go with Johnny and Jason as well. So we're split up that way. One team will be in the basement, and the other team will be up here. So go ahead and do the lights out.
Lights out.
All right.
That's right. Try to sit still in one spot.
The first phase was a scientific investigation more so. Sarah and Miles were in the basement, Johnny and I, Jackie, were upstairs. And at some point it seemed like we were seeing shadows or some kind of movement behind where Jackie and Johnny and I were. We didn't, some of us didn't see it with our own eyes, some of us did. It'll be interesting to see if we can catch that on the DVR system.
What's really weird is to watch some of those moving. from one screen to the other.
That is weird.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
That's odd.
There's that thing. But it's happening when the air's on, so it makes me wonder.
If there isn't a power surge. Because she has said that she has major electrical and phone problems.
Yeah. I just got the chills.
Yeah.
Can you make a noise? Let us know you're here. We just we're not here to hurt you.
Is there someone down here that likes to talk to the kids?
Are you the lady that hung herself in the garage? I sense you're down here.
You can come down and film this part if you want. We're coming down.
Okay.
Yay, Jackie!
Trust, I need you just to tell her where her children are and what's going on in their lives that you know.
Kim's children, one is autistic, one, they are living outside of town. They are safe, and they're with the father.
She was talked into it. It may have been her hand that actually did it.
Are you talking like somebody else forced that belief on her?
Yeah.
Like she was better off gone or dead if...
Exactly.
I'm going to tell you that part of what you're picking up because I think it will help you to communicate with her since she is presenting to you, and I'd like to be able to help her. When she committed suicide, this section of the house is built over the foundation of the old basement. She locked her kids in the basement, and then she went to that garage and tried to do the carbon monoxide. That didn't work, so she hung herself. She was having an affair with a very prominent businessman here in town.
He's married.
Yes. And that's what you're picking up on. That's what she's trying to communicate to you.
I don't understand the beat up car though. I mean, it was a guy, and I think he loved her. Knew what was going on. It may have been the kid's father, the children's father.
It could have been, yeah.
And he was trying to get her back. So it was more of like, that's the love triangle right there. He's trying to get her back. She loves the other guy, the lawyer.
And for the spiritual side, you got to keep in mind as well that we went in there pretty much cold. Yeah, we had some of the history, some of the events of what may have happened in the home, and that was done on purpose because we wanted to go in there, especially with the spiritual side, see what else we can get on our own, because it helps validate it. If we weren't told beforehand, and we get it right, how do we know this information? How are we getting it? It can't just be coincidence.
There are two stories involving two women. I'm not going to tell you what the other one is, but I'm going to separate them for you so that there are a couple of things I think are mingling. One is feeding over from the other, and they're both trying to communicate at the same time. So I'm going to send one that I'm definite about upstairs with Tressa, and just keep the one to the house down here. You alright? She got mad that I said that.
I'm kind of emotional.
Yeah.
The one with the short hair goes upstairs.
Yes.
Okay.
And remember what I said, Kim, you have to be because you're very close to this situation, you have to be guarded.
I'm trying. What came over me in the basement was probably my emotions, feeling things, and certain things that I know.
What's not known to to everyone what needs to be told.
I'll validate it was an attorney. He's a very prominent person. You want me to validate the name? I can.
Yes.
The last name was.
Okay, what is the
That's
name?
where I said, is there a W? Is there a W in here?
Wallace
or a Wilson or a what?
That goes with the other one.
But with the other gal.
Not too much. I want to allow them.
You want me to say the last name?
Yeah, you can give him that last name.
He no longer does attorney. After her death, he turned into an alcoholic.
Really?
He farms now with the family land.
Will you, Sarah, ask her to walk you through the steps of what happened that day?
She's saying no. You know, it's okay. We need to know what actually happened. And this may help you.
Because I've never done it myself. Because Kim always told me never to do it myself. So I never did.
You hear that?
What'd you say?
I heard that too. It sounded like it came from the top corner of the room.
It sounded like it came from that room back there.
Yeah.
It was like a...
In the basement, a couple of things were really tapped into where it was significant. The letters, a few names, that kind of thing that were hit upon immediately. Some of the portions of the story that were able to be verified by Jackie later that were picked out was really powerful. That was really amazing.
But I think it's very important for you to grow in your gifts and communication. We're going to be here for a while, but we're taking a break. Upstairs.
Just... What, baby?
That was one of those hair standing up on the arm moments. My breathing, my heart rate changed immediately, and cold sweat. I had to go outside, take my hat off, and it was intense, and I don't have a whole lot of moments like that. And that was something that was very genuine.
Decided to venture out and went into the bedroom.
It was in here that I was looking earlier.
Right here. You get it? You feel it?
Yeah. Because the male presence was up here earlier.
I will not lie, I kind of walked in there not knowing what to expect or really expecting anything to happen, but there was several times where all of a sudden I would get this chill up my spine.
Because the man that was in here visiting us, when you guys were downstairs having your episode, it was about the same time he was up here with us. Because I saw him and feels present. What was that? Oh, Slim. Are you in here with us right now?
What is your name?
Do you have a mustache?
Did somebody whisper?
I heard that.
Did you whisper out there?
Do you have a mustache?
Did somebody whisper?
I heard that.
Did you whisper out?
Why are you in a state of hopelessness? Is that you?
Maybe that you?
Would you like to be crossed over? Do you need some assistance? Let me start out with just simple communication. If at all possible, you can use some of our energy if need be. If you can give us a knock, like a couple knocks, you know, something like this, something like that, for yes. and you do nothing for no. Can you give us a sound, please?
My name's Kim.
Yes. Kim?
My name's Jason.
My name's Johnny.
I'm Eric. First of all, I'm getting a picnic. You see a picnic table with bring your own food. It seemed like cooked meals in those tin rectangular cheap dishes that you warm up, either scalloped potatoes. You okay? What?
Just kind of emotional. Really pain in my neck. Ow. Yeah.
Are you gonna be okay? Do you need to step
No,
out?
I'm fine.
Do you need to get my kids in the other room? I can.
Yeah. No, I'm fine. I think I just feel like I felt, you know what I mean?
Empathic.
How many fires were here?
Well, the town caught on fire.
The town did?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a maybe it's a tulip. I don't know, but there's a yellow flower that stands out to me big time. I almost want to say rose, but I don't know of any yellow roses, but it looks like that. It's that same kind of flower with the bulb head on top.
First, when I entered the master bedroom there, I actually felt like I wanted to cry or something. So it was kind of strange.
Because I'm getting that it's a description of a flower from the Missus. It was one of her favorite flowers. One who, either his wife or, yeah, pretty safe to say that, wife. Okay, come on, give me some more.
I feel like I need to go downstairs.
Well, are you good to go downstairs?
Yeah.
Is that what's guiding you to go down there?
I don't know, just have a feeling.
Okay. Meaning you think that he probably because his presence kind of it faded, but he's still kind of around.
Yeah.
You think that's where he went downstairs?
I think he might have went.
Could be trying to show us something. She's directed to go back downstairs. I asked her if it was okay, if she felt that she thinks she's fine, so.
Want me to follow?
Yeah, you go with us. Is Miles up here?
He's in the basement.
Oh, he's in the basement? I think we'll switch out. We're gonna go here. Do you want to go upstairs with them?
Sure.
And that way you're not by yourself.
Actually, it was fun, but hey, that's cool, sure.
Yeah. So this is interesting. In the bedroom upstairs where I just was, I was getting like the flower and the sadness and tragic death and whatnot, and then you shared that it was a spirit that's predominantly in this.
Yes. Her name is Stephanie, and she was called Rose for short, and roses were her favorite.
Okay, 'cause I was getting that flower, and that was pretty cool. So this helps confirm that. So thanks. That was something
But
else.
she was ordered to go upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of things I think are mingling. One is feeding over from the other, and they're both trying to communicate at the same time. So I'm going to send one that I'm definite about upstairs with Tressa.
You get something different down here, so that's what I was wondering.
Do you ever have the sensation of walking up from the basement, and as you come across that doorway, do you need to like look over your right shoulder or look like
there's somebody watching you?
Yeah.
Or
No.
following you up the stairs?
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to run to my bedroom and close my eyes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I had an overwhelming sense of that when I was coming up the stairs and it was pitch black and I was trying to.
It's like halfway up the stairs as you're coming through the doorway.
Yeah. About the time you lose sight of the basement in your peripheral and you start to come up, you're closer to the upstairs than the downstairs, but you're still several steps away. Yep.
Well, I took him to the back room, right below my closet. They don't know that's back there until you go through that door.
Oh, yeah, the little tiny closet.
The walk-in closet.
With the big plastic hanging.
All right, Eric.
It's weird. I had that ducking, like I had to duck. That makes sense?
Yeah, I've seen you. There was something very agitated the second time we went down there. There was a male present, very agitated that we were down there. Like he wanted to be left alone.
I felt like there was something being thrown at me. I've never had that and that feeling for a while.
I do. I get that overwhelming
Yeah.
feeling that something could be chucked.
That's what I thought. I would look in the closet, make sure there's nothing that can be thrown at you in there.
Are you? You want us to go? Is that your thing? You're unhappy?
And Eric kept on ducking, feeling like he was going to duck, and I just felt like something was going to be thrown. So, and I kept on moving from room to room.
That's John.
It was just like the fear instinct would kick in whenever the chills would start, because it seems like something could fly across the room at any minute, especially when we were in the basement.
Yeah, well, I get that just angry animal in the corner kind of thing. It's like, come here, you know, don't pin me.
Yeah.
Don't corner me, you know. Are you trying to talk to me? Yeah, still big time chills. Are you getting them, John?
Oh yeah.
Like, try standing in there by yourself for 5 minutes.
No, thank you.
You'd be our Aaron from Ghost Adventures. Put you in there by yourself.
Like in a casket or something.
Yeah. Be a version of hazing you. You'd be invited into the group officially.
That'd be messed up.
Initiation.
Yeah, initiation. I think it'd be good if we can talk them into it too, just all go outside.
Yeah.
Moment, kind of let the energy kind of settle.
Yeah.
In here with no people.
Cigarette.
And we can kind of talk. I got a moment to sit down with Jackie and just kind of reminisce, and just kind of talk about how she was doing, how we have been doing since she last went to North Carolina with us to the Brown House. Well, it's definitely nice to have an investigation and do this kind of stuff with you again. It's been a while, almost a year.
I'm really impressed with Sarah and Kim and their sensitivity with both
Yes.
of them.
For Sarah, I'm already getting a calling. Like she's self.
She's very accurate,
Mhm.
especially with names. So that's
That's good because I'm bad with names.
but I think you've pulled a good team together.
I think right now I feel more confident with who I have right now, and it just like, well, you have a team and you know how this goes. Kind of weed out for the first year sometimes who's gonna stay and who's not going to, and it's been a while. Well, for a while I wasn't even thinking of doing team. I was almost thinking just solo and kind of doing my own.
Yeah. Well, this kind of gives me the freedom too, because every case is different.
Mhm.
I get called in as a psychic, and I'm moving away from the paranormal, you know?
Yeah.
It just, the investigation part is not my thing, and I've realized that.
Yeah.
But to help a family, and to have teams like yours that I'm able to say, hey, I need you to come in, or, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know, and you helped us out when we first started, but it's our philosophy is not so much going in for entertainment, but a lot of teams have lost the principles of just helping someone. They just gladly pay a $50 fee at someone's expense and go in and for their own thrills.
Yeah. And that's why, you and I have always talked about this, how important it is to have psychics and sensitives
Yeah.
in it. You know, what we get in evidence, in photos or EVPs, to me it doesn't prove anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we still don't know exactly what it is we're getting.
Yeah.
It's the same way with psychic. We can't really prove that. But when you don't know anything about the case coming in,
Mm-hmm.
you're coming in blind, like I brought you guys in.
Yeah.
And your people are picking up, as well as you, and giving names and giving scenarios and absolute definition to what we know to be fact.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's
That's
evidence.
Yeah.
And ultimately, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
These families have to live in these homes.
Mm-hmm.
We come in for 5 hours and we leave, but they're still in that home. They still have the questions. You know,
Yeah.
it is our responsibility, if we take this on, to help them find a way to resolve some of what's happening in their home.
Yeah, I know you agree with me on this part too, where if you go into a location and just like that, you're there for 5 hours or 8 hours, whatever the case may be, out of 365 days of the year, and then if you go in there and you say, I don't think there's anything here, it's not haunted, that's ignorant.
Right. And then there are those ones that everything is demon, and it's
demon chasers?
Oh
Yeah.
my God, makes me nuts. It's like, okay, something is happening in your home because you've told me it's happening.
Mhm.
You're experiencing that. Based on that alone,
Yeah.
I'm going to look at the situation and I'm going to see what I can find.
Mhm.
Hopefully it is some logical explanation. The door, for example, coming open, we know that door came open because the air
The air came
conditioner
on,
came.
yeah.
And this is a newer home and it is sealed.
Mm-hmm. That flower thing, and if we get an EVP, it says flower or something.
Flower.
That it goes together.
Like the night with the birds.
Yeah. Yeah. The birds attacked you. Only Jackie.
Only. We were in an investigation one night, and I went outside alone, which you're never supposed to do, and I got attacked by birds. I mean, literally, I'm like this, batting at my head. They're dive bombing my ass. And I go through the EVPs, and we get this one EVP that says birds.
Yeah.
And this real evil sound. I'm like, yeah. Well, listen, thank you again, and get with me as soon as you reveal and review. And
all right. Well, thanks. Nice seeing you again.
It went, I think, generally well. Smooth. We picked up on a few spirits here.
I was very impressed by the professional atmosphere, but at the same time, with a professional feeling to it, there's also a laid-back, friendly atmosphere.
Overall, pretty good. We kind of try to do a little summary wrap-up, and I think we've hit some of the nails on the head big time for what Jackie was working on already, and we picked up on a lot of that to help reinforce that. So when she left, she sounded pretty pleased with what we got already and had that confirmation. And might still be some work to be done in the future is what's kind of discussed, but for tonight, I think
tonight went pretty well. We got some personal experiences from everyone, some validation on some things, and I can't wait to look over the evidence.
Thank you for coming. It was nice meeting you.
Thank you very much.
yeah, thanks for having us over.
Jason.
Yeah, Jason. We'll go over the
Cameraman.
evidence and everything that we can. And Johnny. And we'll be back here, go over our findings with you as soon as possible. So keep in touch. Thanks again for having us.
All right. Thank you.
So I was like, I don't want to say anything because then they're just going to say, oh, she's fishing. You know how these shows are. You know, they're like, I see a man behind you. Oh, it's my husband. Yes, your husband.
Yeah.
Ronald.
Kind of
yes,
a
Ronald.
John Edwards way.
Yes, John Edwards. Thank you. And I didn't want it to seem like that. That's what I was really
No, and it's actually, it's something that I usually have a knack for, to be able to pick out the fakes among us. Because usually I can get something and know what's going on there, and if they get something that's completely way off, it just kind of makes you, it's like, well, because usually if they say something, it still goes along with a piece of the puzzle that what I got. But if they're saying something completely, you know, day when I'm getting night. It's like, well, and I hate shoot them down on the spot, but it's thinking that, you know, it might be like, well, it's possible that could be going on. Yeah, but I don't think so.
Well, I
to
saw
be respectful. Right.
I saw Jackie take Tess, is her name?
Tress?
Tress, thank you. Take her outside, and they kept looking at me when they were talking. I'm trying not to pay attention. I'm like,
In talking with Hunter and the stuff that's happened in his bedroom, Tress gave me a really interesting piece of information that on a number of occasions, not just once or twice, but a number of occasions, it has specifically happened at 2:06 a.m. This is something that she and her husband both have talked about. This is something that she was aware of on a consistent basis, as when Hunter would have these things happen, or he would see these things or something. He did say, you know, that like in the past year or so, he feels like as he's kind of gotten a little older and gotten into different stuff, that he feels like that they don't come to him as much. But he freely, I asked him, I said, you know, I said, do you think maybe it's because you're closer to their age? He goes, oh yeah.
That's good.
Can we wrap?
Yeah.
Do we do that lame thing where we're like, great one, man, on to the next one?
On to the next.
Well, I felt the investigation went pretty well. We found out quite a few interesting things, and now it's time to review the evidence, go over anything that we have, and report back. And before we left, the client had also provided me with some footage that was taken supposedly of paranormal activity happening. It was looked like a video of a pop bottle that was moving, shaking by itself. Without being there and knowing all the environmental elements and atmospheric events that were going on, I can't say one way or another that that's definitely paranormal, but it was definitely a little more difficult to explain. Then there was another piece of evidence that the client had done by themselves. This was a recording. Supposedly the client had gone downstairs and turned on a DVR audio recorder, announced herself and presence, and then she walked out, actually left the property, and there were sounds like footsteps and voices and stuff like that, when supposedly no one was in the home.
Thursday, June 2nd, basement, south end of the basement, and it is about 12 o'clock at lunchtime, and we are all leaving for several hours. The recorder is sitting on the pool table. Okay. Letting you know we are back home. We just walked in, and I am shutting you off. And who's ever listening to this, I hope you had a blessed time listening. I'm in the part of the basement that I do not like. Have a great day.
We came across pretty interesting.
mostly it was audible. A lot of voices and EVP and sounds and stuff that we got, but a lot of the voices were kind of soft. Okay, so you thought it was really fascinating, picked up on Rose and the flower that I got that night, and you were going to share with me a little more, but this is validation for me. This was news to me, but what?
Yeah, that night I didn't share this. Here is the letter written by Stephanie, is what I'm told. And it's signed by Rose. That is her favorite flower. And she went by Rose. Her husband went by Spanky, so it was Spanky Rose, and roses were her favorite. And she had tattoos of roses.
Oh, right there, yeah.
Yeah. And she had tattoos of roses, and yeah.
Glad that you didn't share this with us ahead of time. I wanted to come in cold, so it was really nice.
That is where Rose comes into play.
Okay.
I did have quite a few of some of my questions answered that evening. And it was really, really hard, to be honest, Eric, not to go into too much detail. And try to give it at the end, you know, when you're just wanting to talk. But I enjoyed the experience, and I look forward to having you guys come back and do a solo and see what you get with just singly, with not too much, what's the word I'm looking for, commotion in the house. Because more commotion, it distracts from the stuff like you can get singly. But I enjoyed it, and I still have a lot of unanswered questions. And I foresee Jackie coming back and doing some blessings on the home. And I want to say thank you.
And hopefully we'll go back there and see if we can experience this.